I heard Bomberto don't think I'm a real fucking gangster. Let's see what he says after Saturday night. I'm going to be a elite kid.
Tommy was from my hometown, Great Falls High, and went to Great Falls High School, one of the most rugged high schools in the nation. Tommy is the definition of a fighter. He ran through the regional circuit, 8 wins, 8 finishes, and won a decision in an absolute war on Dana White Contender Series.
A new generation of bold fighters who call themselves gangsters is taking over. Tommy McMillen looks like a mix of Nate Diaz and the early Sean O'Malley. But that is not even the most important thing. The most important thing is that this kid has serious hype behind him.
Listen, I'm a real American gangster, motherfuckers. I broke an Armenian Russian just to get in the UFC. I knocked an Italian out for 100K. I just knocked a Venezuelan boy out for 100K. Uncle Dana, Hunter, send me a motherfucking Mexican September 12th in Arizona. I'm coming home.
Not long ago, Tommy, known as Tommy Gun, set a UFC record for the most significant strikes landed. And today, I want to talk about this crazy kid because very soon, he may become the promotion's next big star. Leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm from the same town as Tim Welch, Great Falls, Montana. We literally wrestled at the same high school. He's just quite a few years older than me. I remember being like a little 3rd grader, 4th grader, watching Tim compete at the local shows and box and whatnot. So, you know, I've been close and following Tim's career my whole life. You know, that dude's my brother. I'll fight anybody for that, man. So he's gonna be right there with me as we make the journey to the top of the UFC.
In the world of mixed martial arts, new names often arrive with a long list of amateur titles or viral knockouts. The story of Tommy McMillen, a member of this new generation, begins a little differently. It begins with the silence of the official records, which says a lot by itself. His profile on the UFC website looks like a strict list of physical and technical details, almost like a secret weapon file. So, with your permission, I will sometimes stop and look at some of the public information about him. But first, I want to understand one thing. Where did the comparison to Nate Diaz and that whole type of fighter come from? The reason is simple. Tommy calls himself a gangster, and he comes from the kind of place where you either become a gangster, whatever that means, or you do not survive. We should also remember that the Diaz brothers always presented themselves as a special type of fighter. They came from the street gyms of Stockton and did everything possible to look different from the clean and polished fighters on the roster. And Tommy Gun, with his nickname and attitude, fits perfectly into that whole movement.
As a young kid, I always, you know, kind of just wanted to grow up and have a lot of money. You know, saw the people on TV, and I didn't really get I started wrestling when I was 3 years old, but I didn't really get the vision of being in UFC until I was around like 3rd grade. And before I had the vision of growing up and being in UFC, I always wanted to grow up and be a rock star. You know, I liked like music and guitars. I liked AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue, you know, all those guys. And like my dad listened to rock and stuff, so I just I saw those rock stars, the way they'd go out there and just rock a whole crowd, you know, and I thought that was the sickest shit ever. And I think a lot of my style and sway kind of just comes from that. You know, I'm a real Montana rock star that just decided to fight people for a living because it's easy money, you know, so.
Only because of rare interviews like these was I able to collect at least some information about Tommy McMillen. He is a very private man. Even when he appears on Tim Welch's podcast, Tim sometimes has to wake Tommy up, so to speak, and force him to join the conversation and discuss current topics. And that is without even asking him to open up about himself or his story. According to the official physical numbers, we are looking at an athlete with almost unique measurements for the featherweight division. At 6 feet tall, his reach is 6 feet 2 inches. To understand how important this is, we only need to look at our earlier example, Nate Diaz. This monkey-like body type, with long arms and a fairly compact body, is a classic feature of great strikers and grapplers who can work from the jab all the way to the guillotine. That kind of body allowed the Stockton fighter to hit opponents from a safe distance and catch them in submissions at the most unexpected moments. The numbers on the UFC website clearly show that McMillen could become a real mathematical problem for any opponent trying to close the distance. His professional debut happened in November 2019, and he finished the fight with a rear naked choke in the first round. There's not much to be surprised about there. After that, Tommy Gunn did not fight again until March 2023. The break lasted more than 3 years because he felt he did not have enough experience. He wanted to properly train his body and mind, so he would be ready for everything. If we believe the same public sources, that plan started giving results very quickly. When McMillen returned, he got serious. In March, he removed Elijah Jamerson from his path by technical knockout in the first minute. 1 month later, he fought again and smashed Kerry Latimer's head into the canvas before the first round was over. The prospect did not stop there. He returned in October of the same year and easily knocked out Arthur Deflue only 20 seconds into the fight. Tommy's fourth and final fight of 2023 happened in December. He caught Dustin Winter in a guillotine choke in 1 minute and 30 seconds, showing that he was extremely serious about reaching his goal.
I've just been studying this game my whole life. Since 3rd grade, man, I used to lay in bed at night pissed off as a 3rd grader that I wasn't old enough to go make money in the UFC. So I've studied this game in and out, and I know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm just being myself, and I don't really care what people think. You know what I mean? You're either gonna love me or hate me, but one thing for sure, you're gonna tune in and watch me fight. You're either gonna want to see me get my ass kicked, you're gonna want to see me kick the other dude's ass, and that's just how it is. I'm down to fight anybody. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna hype these fights up because I like it. You know what I mean?
The statistics page on the UFC website shows the picture of a clear all-around puncher with a smart approach. McMillen's record is still growing, and today, he remains an undefeated prospect with a perfect professional record. Most importantly, he tries to keep his number of knockout and submission wins equal. It almost feels like he is sending us a message that he is a serious threat in every area and on every level of a fight. When 2024 arrived, Tommy Gunn continued punching his way toward the top in the most direct meaning possible. On April 12th, he caught Josh Wright in a guillotine choke and won the vacant FFL featherweight title. After that, he tested himself one weight class higher. On December 14th, he stopped Janir Penagos with the same submission in the first round. At the end of April 2025, Tommy went to the local RUF MMA promotion to fight a man named Dumar Roa. The 27-year-old prospect looked comfortable from the first seconds of the fight. Even though the octagon was smaller than usual, he moved calmly, understood the distance, measured it, and attacked with amazing control. Even after taking a low blow, Gunn lived up to his nickname and fired at Roa with everything he could use, both hands and legs. After about 1 minute, the fighters came together near the fence, and McMillen fed Dumar several hard knees from the clinch.
Four-time state championship wrestler, you just don't see it. Because the thing is, everyone treats
that showed that his opponent was not safe at any distance. Near the 2nd minute, Tommy decided it was time to finish what he had started and went forward again. A fast attack ending with a high kick confused the veteran and dropped him. Tommy immediately used the moment. He moved close, wrapped his arms around the neck, and locked in a tight choke.
That's in, it's tight, and that's it. A first round finish.
Thank you to everyone that came out tonight. This is the highest ticket sales Ruff has ever seen. I can't thank you guys enough. I love you guys. This is my first time performing out here since 2018, so thank you to everyone that came out tonight. Tommy Gun Mafia, moon, baby.
I cannot tell you what kind of mafia he keeps talking about. And honestly, it is none of my business. The most important thing is that, with the help of that mafia, or without it, Tommy McMillen finally reached the UFC representatives. On September 2nd, 2025, he arrived at the door of the place he had dreamed about during sleepless nights since the 3rd grade. The most important stage of his career came on Dana White's Contender Series against David Magoyan. As Tommy himself already said near the beginning of this video, the Russian-Armenian fighter was beaten, and through that damage, he gave Tommy Gunn the valuable ticket into the UFC roster.
Dana probably recognized, I have that thing that people can't teach. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have got out of that first round. They wouldn't have got out of that guillotine. So I think the fact that I could get out of that and then end the fight the way I did, I think he realizes, he's been around the game for a long time. This kid has something that you can't teach, and, I belong in the UFC. You know what I mean? That shit was so much fun. I had so much fun, bro. I just want to get in there ASAP, and I want it to be on the same card as Suge. I think it's only right. We've been working together for so long. It would be such a legendary moment and night for all of us and our team at Red Hawk Academy. So that's all I want to do is fight on the same card as Suge.
To be honest, I did not believe the whole plan would work exactly as Tommy wanted. I mean, I did not believe the UFC matchmakers would immediately give him everything he asked for. And I was right. Based on his Contender Series performance, there were still some things he needed to improve. Throwing him onto major cards right away would have been too early. So the UFC gave him a place on an April 2026 Fight Night card.
You know, at the end of the day, it's pretty easy. I'm living my best life. I'm living out my childhood dreams. And I just really do this for the love of the game. You know, the people are going to tune in to whatever I'm doing, whether they want to hate on it, whether they're entertained by it and they like it, or they're inspired by it. Either way, I'm doing my job because they're gonna tune in, and that's what I'm supposed to do. And you know, I don't really care if people like me or they hate me. I'm here to make a fortune for me and my family and become one of the greatest to ever do it, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, you know, regardless, love it or hate it, like, I'm gonna do it.
Tommy McMillen's official UFC debut ended with an incredible technical knockout in the first round. After that, Tommy Gunn received the Fight of the Night bonus and made a strong first impression in his new home.
I'm here now, and I'm coming off a dominant TKO finish, and a lot of people said I couldn't knock that kid out. They thought I was gonna sub him out. And, you know, I know that kid's got like 10 or 11 knockout finishes, and I went in there, stood toe-to-toe, and I broke him in the first round. So I was here to prove a point tonight, and, you know, every time I fight, I'm chasing bonus money, so you guys can expect that in all my fights. You can't. That's just what I was born to do. There's going to be no man in the 145-pound division that can get in my face like that and hang with me for more than 5 minutes. Like, you're going to break.
And Tommy Gunn's latest performance happened in July 2026. McMillen faced a fighter named Alberto Montes.
Yeah, I mean, any card that I'm on, I'm going to steal the show. I'm going to steal the buzz. That's what I do. People are excited about me. People hate me. People love me. But Saturday night, I'm going to go out there and put on a great show for everybody.
The show was a huge success. Tommy set a new record for significant strikes landed in less than 3 full rounds. With that, he had already entered the history books in only his second UFC fight, not counting the Contender Series.
I'm a real fucking gangster, bro. A real American gangster. I hear all these fucking analysis, all these people talking shit about me all week. I just want to say thank you to those guys. Thank you to the haters. Thank you to the doubters. That's the shit that gets me out of bed every morning. That's why I'm out working all you motherfuckers, and I'm living my dream, and you guys aren't shit. That's why people know who I am.
The most significant strikes in a 3-round fight. You have now overtaken Nate Diaz's record, which was against Cowboy Cerrone. Tonight you had 252 significant strikes in 3 rounds.
I am the third Diaz brother, so I think it's only right that, you know, I claim that title. Diaz brothers are back in style, baby.
11 wins and 0 losses. Only 1 decision. 5 knockouts and 5 submissions. 28 years old. A regular guy with the attitude of a superstar. Dynamite in his hands. Fire in his heart and a desperate desire to become great. Tommy McMillen is moving forward with huge steps, and I cannot wait to see him enter the main octagon again. What about you? Leave your opinion in the comments under this video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next videos. And of course, leave a big Stockton-style thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. See you soon.